What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to today's show. I am your host, Victor Huerta, a local real estate agent and investor here in Phoenix, bringing you all the information you need, of course, to make a great sound decision when you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing in some real estate. So, with that being said, let me get this going again because I kind of messed everything up. I'm going to give you the housing market update for August of 2021. Okay. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to break it all down for you, give you all the information that you need to know if you're thinking about moving here. Okay. Even if you're living here or if you're thinking about selling or even buying a house, I think the data is gonna kind of convince you on what to do and what to not to do. So with that being said, let's just deep dive right into this information. I mean, this is some gold content here. It's my purpose in life just to give you all the light in the darkness that you can see on what's happening in the real estate market. Okay, the good, the bad, the ugly, and of course, the great content here on your YouTube channel. I mean, this is probably the best YouTube channel locally in Phoenix, Arizona, where you can get all your data because we bring you nothing but the fire, the truth, and the heat. So with that being said, let's get you all this information and get you going on what's going on. So this is for August. It is not for June. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So what are you going to receive on this video? We're going to give you a bunch of information that we'll cover today, is all the numbers, all the math, where I think the market's heading, and just give you a bunch of great information for you to make a decision. Now, active homes for sale. Okay, active homes for sale. It's 5,500. Now, this was yesterday's number. Of course, this number can be higher, it can be lower right now, but these were the homes on the market today that you can buy. Now, if you're on a buyer on a fence, if you've seen my previous videos, homes have actually increased on the market. So that's very, very interesting to see that we are negative 15%. Now, we are comparing this data from August of 2021, and we got to compare it to something, right? So we're going to compare it to August of 2020. Now, you might say, well, Victor, 5,500 homes for sale is not a lot, but let me tell you something, my friends. It is more than we've had in probably a good 8 months to a year. So you have more options, okay? Now, the next thing is homes under contract, 11,743. That is negative 9.5%. That has gone down, and I will explain why that is. It has gone down. Now, check this out. The median sales price, it has continued to go up, not down, but up. I've been shooting these videos for quite some time on giving you the market updates. And if you go back in history, the median sales price, I think when I first started this YouTube channel, was like at $245,000. Now we're at $404,000 across Pinal, Maricopa County. This is the median sales price. So if you're a first-time home buyer, there's still some deals in the $300,000 to $350,000 range, but across Pinal, Maricopa County, we are now looking at a median sales price of $404,000. So just keep that in mind. And I like to call it CaliZona. Welcome back to CaliZona, because now we're going to make a song out of this. Anyways, total monthly sales, 8,891. That is the total monthly sales. That is down negative 14.7% compared to last August of 2020. If you are thinking about selling your house, you have a 89.2% success rate. Now, sellers, you're going to have to know your competition. You're going to have to know your comparables. You're going to have to know how to price your house right. Okay, just throwing a dollar amount value, letting it bid up, it's not really going to work anymore. It might in some areas, but what can I say? The cat's out of the hat. People know what's going on with the market. They know that prices were inflated, and now buyers are being very, very intelligent on writing the contracts and the offers. Months of supply, 0.8 months. That obviously tells us we are still in a seller's market, my friend. We are still in a seller's market as well. Now, let me give you some seller bonuses, my friend. So number one, we still don't have any signs of a housing crash. Okay. So while other people were shooting all these videos in the past, local agents and agents from around the world that the market was going to crash, We don't see any signs here locally in Phoenix, Arizona. And I'm putting my, what's out there, and you guys can crush them if I'm wrong later in the future. Number 2, sellers are performing a lot of price reductions. I'm seeing price reductions left and right. And this kind of goes into step number 3, right here on your bottom left, or it could be bottom right on you, is 131% since May of 2021 on price reductions. This means that sellers are having conversations with some agents, and the agents are promising X when their house is worth Y. So they're really actually pricing their house way above the market, and you really want to get in front of the market because we are seeing a dip down. It's on list price, not on home prices crashing or going downward. This is list price, okay? What people are willing to pay for your house is what they're willing to pay for your house. That is called the market. Now, if you're overpricing your house and you're making it through, say you list on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you get no offers, well, that's telling you you're overpriced. So make sure you want to get in front of the curve and not behind the curve, where your price reduction, your agent's gonna be calling you and telling you like, hey, we gotta reduce some price. So number 4, I already talked about that. Make sure you price your home correctly. Okay, seller bonus number 5. Home buyers can afford 56% of what the market has out here. Now, this is from Q1 and Q2. So the number and the math is if a single person, family, or couple is making $79,000 a year in income, they can afford 56% of what's selling in the market. That's very, very interesting. The number has gone up, but that income is still kind of fairly, I guess you could say average, mid-range, where people can afford a house. Number 6, we're still seeing multiple offers, just not as many. From 2020, when a property had 30 to 40 offers, now, depending on the location, we're seeing 5 to 10, maybe even 3, and some properties are getting no offers. So there's a little bit more selection, and it just depends on the area. So just keep that in mind if you're writing offers out there looking to purchase, and if you're a seller looking to sell. You're kind of losing that leverage right now, to be honest with you. List prices will trend downward. This doesn't mean that the market is crashing. That means that if you're going to sell your property, you really have to look at the comparables. Your agent has to call the other properties, see how many offers they had, and see what the bidding war was going up. Because now we're seeing list prices and price reductions come across the table, and you want to get in front of that. You don't want to be on the top where I'm going to have to call you and be like, hey, remember I told you to price it at Y? You wanted to price it at X? Well, now we got to do that $15,000 price reduction. And remember, once you start doing price reductions, it alerts the public to be like, hey, there's something either wrong with this house, for one, or number 2, the seller was greedy, or number 3 is we're not going to be able to sell the house at the price that you truly wish to move on to your next adventure. Number 8, seller bonus number 8, lower right or lower left for you. I'm trying to figure out how you view this, but if you're on the fence and you're looking to cash out and make some profit, it might be the time. It might be the time to roll that money into a new house, or if you're exiting Arizona, it might be time just to get out. That's all I have to say about that. We are at the peak of the market. We're seeing list prices come down. I think there's going to be a little slowdown here, so just keep that in mind. You always want to make your moves in a seller's market and never a buyer's market. So for my home buyers out there looking to purchase a home, we're going to get into some content here. With only 5,500 homes for sale, being a buyer is still tough, to be honest with you, especially if you're using FHA or down payment assistance, but it's still a good time to buy. Number 2, is it hard as hell? Maybe. Okay. I would say yes and maybe. It just depends on the local area and the area you're willing to live in. If you're looking like in Scottsdale, Chandler, Gilbert, Tempe, good places around Phoenix, the price point has gone up, and you're probably not going to be able to get in. But if you're looking like even Peoria is kind of tough, but it just depends on the area, right? Santana is kind of tough, but there's still availability there. It just depends on the price point. So can it be hard? Maybe. Okay. And yes, at the same time, you just have to have somebody who's working with you who can get the job done. We are seeing supply rising in the price points of 300,000 to 1.5 million. And it's kind of interesting as people are now seeing the market slow down a little bit, and they are actually putting their houses on the market. So we're creating some more inventory for home buyers, and that's a good thing. And hopefully it kind of stabilizes our housing market here in Phoenix, Arizona. I think the second half, I've been preaching this, is we're going to have a slowdown in the second half of 2021. If you go to my previous videos, I was looking at the data and I kind of stated like, we're going to have a slowdown in 2021, but prices will still be increasing, but not at a rate that they are right now. Now, buyer bonuses, number 5, non-seasonal supply has increased. So we have had a decline in buyer activity. And you're probably thinking this goes to number 7 is, where did the buyers go? Well, the buyers were mentally exhausted, okay? Not mentally, emotionally, physically. They just said, you know what? I am done trying to buy a house. I'm over here writing offers left and right. I'm taking my family to go see houses on the weekend. I'm just going to rent for another year and wait till the market cools down, or hopefully it does cool down. So with that being said, is the buyers just pretty much just renewed up on their lease. They said, I'm going to rent for a couple more years, or I'm going to rent for a year and then go by the wayside and see what happens next year. So that's where the buyers are. They just didn't leave the state. They just said, I'm emotionally, physically, and mentally exhausted and drained. I do not want to participate in this game no more, Monopoly. We're just going to go. I'll collect my $200 and just wait, and then go to jail for a while and then come back and buy. Hopefully the market cools down. Bonus number 9, buyer demand is always extremely high in the first half, right? So we're talking about Q1 and Q2. It peaks out around May, just like last year. And in the second half, it kind of declines just because of summer. And then we got the holidays coming in. People are still buying houses then. But if you're thinking about selling your house, you always want to kind of do it on the first half of May. And then the second half, of course, you want to do it once the summer kind of ends and we get into those cooler months, just to be honest with you. So this goes into number 12. The market has not cooled down. It's just a little easier for you guys to navigate if you're a home buyer. Now, if you're a home seller and you think you're just going to list your price and get what you want, that is not the case. Okay? That is not the case. It also depends on the location, where you're at, where your house is situated at, and what price point you're going to be selling at. We are seeing a slowdown, so just keep that in mind. As always, you can see this is where you can connect. You can connect with me on YouTube. YouTube's my jam. Facebook's my jam. I do a little Insta. But with that being said, that is what's going on with the market right now. Let me give you a little bit more information on what we're seeing. Of course, brought to you by the Cromford Report. Amazing lady over there pulling out the data. And I just kind of extract everything she says to give it to you in layman terms, so we can all understand what's going on with the markets. Okay, so there's 2 things that are going right now, right? Non-seasonal increase of supply. Okay, so we have a high number of new listings coming in the market every week. So if you're on the search and in the hunt, okay, every week, look at it on Thursday and Friday, you'll see new homes coming up. Okay, typically August is the low point of summer season for supply. But we're still seeing more properties come to the market. A lot of sellers have gotten off the fence and be like, hey, it's time for me to sell, take this profit, buy another house, or get back into the market and buying, or even just selling and just waiting on the sidelines for a while to see what happens and going to renting. Now, buyer activity has declined, like I stated earlier, and that's just because they're emotionally, physically exhausted, okay? Just think about it. Put yourself in the buyer's shoes, going out there every weekend, taking your family to hopefully, potentially get this property under contract and live in the house, and then you're outbidded by cash buyers, conventional buyers, and the bidding war just going up $15,000 to $20,000. So it's just that they're emotionally exhausted. They just said, hey, I'm just going to go back and renew my lease and rent. Now, the market is not crashing, but let me give you some numbers here. On April 8th of 2021, there were 12,862 listings that were under contract, and we only had 4,177 active. Okay, today, well, this is August 9th, not today, but August 9th, there were 11,743 homes that were under contract, and we had 7,166 active homes for sale. So we increased supply by 2,989. Back last year, we only had like 3,600 homes for sale. So get that. Just think about that. Okay, last year, this time frame, we only had like probably about 3,600 homes for sale, where now we have 5,500. So supply is increasing in certain areas, and you just got to keep in mind that if you're going to look for a house, go start looking on Thursday. Wednesday night, Thursday, reach out to me. We can get you pre-qualified, hit you, start looking for a house, and write some contracts, just depending on the area and the location. So that is today's housing market update for August here in Phoenix, Arizona. Of course, leave me a comment below. If I'm wrong, that's okay. I love the discussion below in the comments. Let me know if the housing market is going to crash or you think it's going to crash. The forbearance that we're seeing here in Phoenix, Arizona, it's kind of hard to track. We have to wait till it hits the tax records to see what all the pre-foreclosure is going to do. And then we can kind of count this and see what's happening with the forbearance plan. But we're seeing it's going to be a little like, I could say it's like monsoon here. We get some rain, we don't get some rain. We get some water, we don't get some water. But it's not going to be a flood of foreclosures like back in the crash when that was kind of scary, doing all the short sales and people losing homes, people losing their jobs, and that was a scary time frame. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and do me a favor, okay? We're almost there. I need you to subscribe. I need you to hit that bell to get notified once we drop the latest video. I mean, help us out here. We are at 998 or 997, and we're just trying to grow this channel locally to give you all the great content you need. And of course, don't be scared to reach out to me. Leave a comment. All my information is below in the description. There's some links down there if you're looking to buy a house, sell a house. There's a whole pretty much like a 20 video seminar on buying your house. If you click that, you put your information in there, you'll know exactly what to do. And of course, if you're trying to sell a house, it's the same situation. Connect with me, and we'll see you guys on the next show.
This is where they go for the real estate info. I'm here to lead and help you succeed. One thing that you'll learn about me is I'm on a mission. To get the knowledge to the world when making decisions and buying and selling real estate.
Victor Huerta.
Remember my name.